Have you noticed the kindest people often get hurt the most? They forgive, they help, yet somehow they end up completely ignored and exhausted. They consistently show up when someone needs a favor, but despite all that sacrifice, they are left with a quiet, lingering feeling of being used and forgotten by the very people they support. Why does this happen? Why do genuinely good people so consistently attract the wrong people? This pattern follows a highly predictable psychological system. Being kind is a beautiful trait, but human behavior never happens in a vacuum. Your brain isn't the only thing observing your actions. Everyone in your social circle is watching too. When you consistently sacrifice your own needs to accommodate others, you are broadcasting a clear message across your social network. This is a path of least resistance. I probably won't say no. Without even realizing it, you are actively teaching the people around you exactly how to treat you. To understand why this happens, we have to look past social dynamics and look at internal brain chemistry, because helping other people feels rewarding on a biological level. In this neural pathway, every expression of gratitude, smile, and compliment acts as a stimulus, triggering dopamine release into your receptors. But repeated exposure changes how you operate. Chase that hit long enough, and natural helpfulness morphs into dependency on external approval. You stop helping because you genuinely care. You start helping because you are terrified of the withdrawal that comes with losing social acceptance. That internal fear of rejection creates a massive vulnerability. It completely compromises your ability to defend your own time and energy. Psychologists use the term reciprocity to describe the balance required for any healthy human relationship. Because when both people give, mutual trust grows. We see reciprocity break down here. The system fails when one person gives and the other takes, tipping the balance until the relationship cracks. This imbalance invites the boundary test. They'll unconsciously test limits, asking for one small favor, then another, then incrementally larger favors. These requests don't escalate out of malice. They escalate simply because you never established a firm limit to halt them. Without internal boundaries, standard healthy social interactions slowly degrade into a one-way street of exploitation. Now, there is a distinct difference between everyday people who unconsciously test your limits and deliberate manipulators who actively hunt for them. Manipulators rarely chase confident people with strong boundaries. They look for a very specific trait: individuals who experience disproportionate levels of guilt when they disappoint someone else. Once a manipulator finds that guilt, they weaponize it. The easier you feel guilty, the easier they can bypass your agency and control your decisions. The intersection of this dopamine-driven appeasement and weaponized guilt creates a powerful cycle of exploitation. Breaking this loop doesn't require you to adopt a cold, cynical, or unfeeling personality. Highly respected, kind people avoid this unsustainable model. Instead, they carefully curate their kindness and they choose their interventions wisely. It comes down to a long-term mathematical reality. Protecting your personal peace allows you to help others for decades, rather than burning yourself out in a matter of weeks. Real kindness is a practice that inherently forbids self-abandonment. Exploitation thrives when kindness is mistakenly defined as an inability to say no. But what happens when you finally try to protect yourself and your social circle rebels? In our next documentary, we'll uncover exactly why people ignore your boundaries and why saying no changes your life.